The Secret Footballer, What Goes on Tour, by The Secret Footballer, read by Damien Lynch. Foreword by Mrs. TSF. I really didn't want to write a foreword for this book. The pay is poor, and I already know what rich young guys get up to in places like Ibiza and Las Vegas, even what they hope to get up to in Marbella in the early days. I don't need the gory details to be dredged up and examined all over again, if I'm being honest. I don't need him wondering what I was doing when he was away. I've read all his books. He sulks if I don't. I don't really want to read this one. But if your husband pulls off the feat of actually writing a book and then he gets it published, you have to read it really, don't you? Like when one of the kids does a painting in school. It has to go on the fridge door. Anyway, it encourages him. When he gets around to writing the book about how it feels to be a footballer's wife, we'll have more in-depth discussions. Meanwhile, I know that somewhere along the line, you are always going to have your nose rubbed in something unpleasant by some force that you just can't control. Often, for instance, you just can't control the strength of other people's jealousy or their belief that they know exactly how you should run your life. As Hillary Clinton said many years ago, "You know, I'm not sitting here, some little woman standing by my man like Tammy Wynette. I'm sitting here because I love him, and I respect him, and I honor what he's been through and what we've been through together. And you know, if that's not enough for people, then heck." Whatever happened to her, by the way? When I think of football, I like to remind myself of all the good times, the funny times, the times when nobody knew who you were and what you were up to. Those were the best of times, on the threshold of the big adventure. I didn't really know what it meant to be a footballer's wife when he signed for his first club. But I reminded him recently about what he had said to me at the time. Very subtly, not. He told me that it was now important for me to look stylish. I wasn't stylish before. It sounded like I was going to be put on the free transfer list. So he set about buying me all these clothes to wear. He was going to liberate me from my frumpiness. He's not allowed to buy me clothing anymore, because as his shopping spree went on, the garments had less and less fabric with which one could cover oneself. They were so skimpy that I thought he must have been expecting to get a transfer to a Spanish club. Surprise! Many of the clothes he bought me were nothing like I would wear. They were footballers' wives' clothes, stuff he'd seen on telly. But he did strike lucky with a fairly cool pair of white diesel high heels. We both agreed that they were a beautiful pair of shoes. In fact, we agreed again and again and again. "Do you like them?" "Yeah, really nice." "They are, aren't they?" "Yeah." "They were a good choice, weren't they?" "Yep, still a good choice." "I have an eye for stuff, I think." "That can be changed." Hopefully he never donates a vital organ to somebody. "Do you like the kidney?" "It was my best one." Anyway, having hit the fashion jackpot, he made me wear the white shoes all the time. He said it was important that we always looked good. I think he felt that we were being stalked in the aisles of Lidl by Hello magazine. It turns out that you can't look the part all the time, not if you're shopping for lino at Carpetright. As we left the store and walked into the car park, I got my heel stuck in a metal drain cover. You can buy clothes, but you can't buy elegance. We were less than a mile from the stadium in an industrial park, and nobody knew who the fuck we were. And that's the point. The reality is lino at Carpetright, and laughing about it later. The fantasy is a handful of moments when we got to live in somebody else's world. We weren't always comfortable there, but it was a hell of a trip to go on together. TSF has always chosen our houses. He hasn't screwed up yet. I mean, if you can trust a man with buying a pair of shoes. So far, I've liked all the houses I've lived in with him, and there have been a lot of them. The house we lived in when we moved to the catchment area of his first professional club was bigger than we needed, and right on the edge of what we could afford. It wasn't a home, it was a house. We couldn't afford to furnish it too well, hence the lino. 2 of the 4 bedrooms in the house didn't have a bed, or carpets, or curtains. We regularly missed mortgage payments, which were £800 a month. We still miss mortgage payments. Just today they're bigger. I remember the day his teammates came round to the house and knocked on the door. The pair of them shared a Ford Fiesta.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?